she reached up in there and she played cootie twister. She twisted the cootie. Like, she knocks her. No, she knocks her down to the ground, and while on the ground, she goes down and does cootie twister.
Instead of titty.
Yes.
What, like on her clitoris or something?
Like just.
We're in first place in the frickin' Idiot League.
The Idiots Talk Sports Show. Sports talk. Funny and uncensored.
All right, good Sunday to everyone out there. This is the Idiots Talk Sports. I'm Chance Del Fuego. With me is Drunk Tim, as always. And we're coming to you here on this November day, November 4th, 2018, from the On the Border Studios here in Oklahoma City. Studios.
I know, I was just telling you.
Yeah, the On the Border Studios, where we've got pregame action, about to watch the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Cleveland Browns, the old Mahomes versus Baker Mayfield. I think Mahomes has the better team this time than Baker did when they went in college, but
I'm sure, well, you know me well enough. Like, you know this is going to be brutal on me.
Yeah. You love
Baker.
the Chiefs, but at the same time, rooting for Baker.
I tell you what, let the Chiefs win by, let them win 50-49, and Baker has scored all the 49.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be like a high-scoring game like when they played in college. Although that was extremely high-scoring, wasn't it? Like,
and I think we lost.
66 to no, we won 66 to 59 or something like that.
2016.
Yeah. Yep. A couple of years ago. But yeah, we have got loads to talk about this week. I want to just throw out there, we're going to talk about some things. It's funny in sports that you have things that happen and you're like, well, duh, we should have all seen that coming, including the organizations that make these decisions. And it just seems like a duh moment when it all goes down.
I.e.,
I'll give a for instance, we'll have several of them to talk about throughout the show, but one of them is, okay, you're the Arizona Cardinals. You have one of the worst, if not the worst, offensive lines in all of football, and you've just brought on this quarterback who's notoriously injured all the time named Sam Bradford. Will he last? I'm just saying beforehand. I'm not saying after the fact with hindsight. I'm saying beforehand.
Why did you make that trade? Or
Yeah,
because they sent their quarterback to Minnesota, didn't they?
Arizona?
Yeah, or
Well,
was he a free
they drafted
agent?
a quarterback. So I don't even know who they had at quarterback before. I think it was Carson Palmer. He went out. But they drafted a quarterback, but they also brought Sam Bradford in. And you think, well, Sam Bradford, but we have the worst line in the NFL. What's going to happen? I don't think you need to be Nostradamus to figure out what's going to happen. Well, Sam Bradford gets cut this week, and bada bing, bada boom. What? We didn't see that coming. Anyway, I just wonder, so I just want to kind of throw a teaser out there. There's going to be things that we could talk about today. Like, there's just things that should be obvious to us, but sometimes our fandom or our hopes get in the way of seeing what really is going to happen. And like I said, we'll have several things like that we could talk about today.
Like basically the exact opposite of Adrian Peterson screwing up his ACL, and then they're saying, well, obviously you're out for the rest of this season, but you're probably going to be out possibly all of next season, but for sure like the first half of the season or something like that. And then he's like, screw you guys, I'm going to rehabilitate so freaking fast, and then I'm going to almost break the rushing yards record for a season and win MVP.
Yep.
Yeah, the exact opposite of that.
He's I would say, like, Peterson's the exception to the rule, and yet even with that, you at least have that history to base off of. Like, if you're the Redskins and you picked him up like they did, and it's like, oh, is he going to be okay or not? Well, they picked him up because the guy they drafted is hurt. And he does have that history of, well, crap, he came off the ACL injury. And so he's durable. He works hard. The guy is not going to quit.
He's a machine.
So you have that. And then what's he doing this year? He is banging it out. I mean, he's already passed Tony Dorsett all time. I think he's number 8 all time.
Woo!
Rushing.
And that's with him missing, well, for one thing, the rest of that season.
Yep.
And then he missed like a season and a half because he spanked his child too hard thing that happened.
Yes.
Imagine
the
if that
overspank.
didn't happen. The overspank.
Yeah.
Imagine if that hadn't happened. We're talking like, he's like, oh, Emmitt Smith, who's that?
Right. Well, he did go a little over when he started bringing out the chainsaw. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's
Screaming
like,
myself hoarse, beating them without mercy.
Ironically enough, it was down in Texas, so that would be anyway. Texas Chainsaw, not a massacre, but
Spank-sicker. Spankgate.
Spankgate. Peterson, Spankgate, spanking it. That's something else. Never mind.
He probably didn't have to. I mean, he's a good-looking dude that works hard and has lots of money.
I would bet money he still does.
Just like in between meals.
No, as hardcore as he is, he may not. He may no, keep it in there. Keep it in there. I'll run harder. It's like the Rocky thing. Like, don't get with a woman before the fight.
Well, I feel like, everyone, it's an old saying or whatever that breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah.
No, spunking as soon as you wake up. That's the most important meal of the day.
Wait a minute, meal? That's the
Or-
meal of the day?
Well, that's more important than breakfast. That's for sure. Well, but like if you're with somebody, it might be the most important meal of her day.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Because, I think
Better than a bagel. I mean, you're getting protein, you're getting...
I really looked that up one
There's
time.
no carbs.
I looked that up one time, and you get all sorts of vitamins, and B12 is the one that I remember explicitly. I was like, B12, that gives her energy. I think zinc was on there.
Well, there you go. Feel better the next day.
No, right away. It's
Yeah,
B12.
right away. It's right in there.
Like, there's all kinds of home remedies. Like, man, I'm not feeling so well. Are you open wide?
Oh, man.
See, we don't just talk about sports on this thing.
No. We eventually get to some other area that, what the hell? But
How did we get there?
how did we get there? There's no GPS on that. None.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
Ooh, good looking chip.
So yesterday, some exciting college football going down. They called it Statement Saturday yesterday.
Yep.
And there are some teams that definitely made some statements, and some teams like our Oklahoma Sooners, not necessarily a statement, but thank God they got by the Texas Tech
No,
Raiders.
it was a statement. They were down 14-0
Yeah.
and persisted
Yep.
very well.
They defeat
bounced
Texas
back
Tech
quick.
51-46. Kyler Murray starts off with 2 interceptions that gets them down to 14-0. And
Both interceptions
they were
put them-
bad interceptions too. Like they weren't even they schemed and he just oh dang, I didn't see him there. Like he just, how you doing? It's almost like they spotted him points.
Actually, that thought crossed my mind. Is he what do they call it? Shedding points or
Oh, for like gambling or something.
Is he shaving points or something?
Yeah,
Is
no.
he in bed with the wrong people?
Yeah. Anytime you're in bed with the wrong people.
I mean, he's about to move to Oakland, so maybe he's already gotten the Mexican cartel or something.
Yeah.
You're going to shave. Mexicans don't even care about football mostly.
That's not true, man.
Can you? Well, yeah, all the guys that are in the fantasy league.
Yeah, we got to. Yeah, so.
Well, I talked to you about that.
Yeah, that's changing. So, but Oklahoma's able to pull it out, 51-46. Unlike me with my first 4 kids, they were able to pull out and get out of there with the win. And
Actually, to be honest with you, I think I've got you beat. Even though
number of kids or pulling out?
No, the pulling out thing.
You know, okay.
Because I've got 6 pregnancies
Oh.
that I know of.
Oh, well. Okay.
There's this one girl that
Are they verified?
Yes.
I'm kidding.
That they
this
verified,
seems,
like,
you know, like-
what, would you go to a notary or something?
Dink! That was a child.
But, well, one was just one of those dumpster babies, but,
Oh, boy.
no.
So OU wins 51-46, and I wasn't sure where that off-ramp was going on to. This would surprise you. The over-under for that damn game, on the amount of points scored, the over-under, if you're betting, is 78 points. Like, if I would have known that ahead of time, yeah. If I would have known that ahead of time and knew how to, like, go and place a bet, I would have put my paycheck on the over on that game. I mean, obviously, hindsight, it's 51-46, like 96 points or whatever. No, 97 points. But come on, like, we don't know going in. These two teams are not going to just, like,
And what
kill it.
I always want to call him Mahomes, but what friggin' Kyler did. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
He is unbelievable. He doesn't have the great.
Quit baseball, please.
He doesn't have the greatest of passing days, but he did recover from the 2 interceptions. His overall stats were 20 of 35 for 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, the 2 picks. So after the 2 picks, he settles down, throws the 3 touchdowns. He also rushed for 100 yards and a touchdown in the game. And there was one play where, they're fighting, they're trying to come back. And the guys have got the angle on him to get him like a large sack. Like he goes back way too far, and you're like, damn it, he's going to take a big sack. But he's so much faster than everyone else on the field. He's able to run away from the guy to the outside.
He got like 3 yards?
It ended up being like a 3-yard gain. And you're just like, wow, that should have been like a 15-yard loss. Mm-hmm. But all that for 3 yards.
Throw it away. I was like, no, listen. I was talking to a customer because we were watching it at work, and he was like, can you believe that? I was like, I really cannot.
Yeah, that's that
This
video
dude's
game.
like Michael Vick.
That's like that video game shit right there, where he's just faster than all the other players on the field. I mean, the guy that even could have gotten that sack on him had the angle, and he just missed. He couldn't get there because Kyler was just too fast for him to make that tackle.
Defense is all about the angles, so yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So,
I'm sure, is he the fastest guy on our team?
Kyler?
Yeah.
If he's not, I don't know who is faster.
Hollywood. I'd like to know what his 40 time
Hollywood?
is.
Kyler probably a little bit.
That'd be a nice little foot race to watch. That'd be fun.
Not Lamb?
CeeDee Lamb is not. He's fast, but I don't know. He's not as fast. He's more langlier. Is that a word? Langer?
Langer.
What the hell am I trying to say?
You don't have to let it
Lanky
linger.
he's lanky. Yeah, I heard that song this morning on Sirius Satellite. There's this Pops rock channel, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this takes me back to the 90s rock.
Rest in peace, Dolores.
And Kyler Murray, 11 carries, 100 yards. Trey Sermon, boy, they worked the hell out of him last night. He was taking some serious shots, too. Tech was hitting. He carried the ball 26 times for 206 yards, which is almost an 8-yard average. He scores 3 touchdowns. He put on a big-time workload last night.
He was a beast. Oh, one thing I do want to talk about this freaking game, though, is Kyler, like, trying to get that big old boy. I think he's the tight end, number 80?
Calcaterra.
Yeah, which I think he's a kid, isn't he? Isn't he a freshman or something?
Yeah, he's young.
But, like, those 2 passes, the targeting, the first real big hit that Kyler put him in the way of because he threw it in the middle and Kyler kept on throwing to guys that were blanketed.
Yeah.
But the refereeing was terrible.
Yeah, I hadn't mentioned that yet, but the refereeing last night, and it kept getting pointed out during the broadcast as well. It was just absolutely brutal. The phantom pass interference call when he intercepts the ball, but the guy actually just tripped over himself in the end zone. and he intercepts it in the end zone. That's a huge turnaround.
What
But
quarter
instead,
was that?
that was in the second half.
Yeah, I think I was
But
stalking. But
It was in second half, and of course, that's a big turnaround because if we intercept the ball there, they don't score, but of course they call it pass interference, which gives them the ball at like the half-inch line, and they just run it on in. And it's just like, oh my gosh, man, are y'all trying to give them this game? And OU was able to overcome that. Receiving-wise, Hollywood and CeeDee Lamb didn't really have big numbers. The biggest name of the night was the guy that was the walk-on that got the scholarship, Lee Morris. He got 4 receptions, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns last night. He made some big-time
25 yards
catches
a
last
catch.
night when they really needed him. And Hollywood, he had 5 receptions for 76 yards, no touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 4 catches, 51 yards, no touchdowns. But
yeah,
he had
Lamb dropped that one. I'm like, you
got-
freaking Lamb, catch that one.
He got the technical last night. He was really starting to lose his cool, and that's just one of those. It's like, dude, you need to chill out. You're on the road, hostile environment. You just gotta keep chill right now.
I thought
he was about to lose it.
I thought they should have taken him on the sideline. Like, no, go cool your heels. Yeah, kid, youngster. Like, no.
2 penalties for 30 yards.
Well, something happened. He eventually did kind of cool because they were still. You could see Tech was still chippy with them. Like they're trying
And
to
him
get
and
him.
that defender jawing it back and
Oh
forth.
yeah,
And
and it was just unnecessary. All that was just so unnecessary.
it's
like,
a decent rivalry though. So
well,
they've
not the
spoiled
jawing.
us.
Not the jawing. I don't care about the jawing. It's just the stepping over and the extracurricular stuff. You don't need to do that on the road, man. Especially in a close game. You
I saw
gotta.
one of I remember one of the OU defenders I think helped a Texas Tech offensive person off the ground. I was like, that's how we do it in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Hell-
how it's
hell to
done.
the,
That's how it's done.
sportsmanship. Love that shit.
And then I'm not even providing stats for this damn game, but the freaking Oklahoma State Cowboys lose again, 38-35 to the Baylor freaking Bears,
They're
setting
like
up
5-4 now or
setting up for Bedlam next Saturday, which has been announced now. It's going to be at 2:30 next Saturday.
ABC.
I don't know the network, but
That's probably gonna be ABC.
probably. But yeah, so Oklahoma State, we feel like if they would have won yesterday, it probably would have been a primetime game, but you lose to Baylor, c'est la vie.
But Baylor's not that bad. Baylor might even get a bowl game.
Yeah, but golly, you gotta, those are one of the wins you gotta find a way to win.
And I think
It's
like
something-
David Koresh was still kind of lurking, like his
Koresh,
spirit.
yeah, Koresh at Baylor.
Drink some Kool-Aid.
Yeah, the
Girl.
FBI still
No,
is wiretapping all the phones in Waco just to make sure there's no Koreshianites, Koreshian babies running around. I'm sure he was humping like all those Davidian women down there.
all those wives.
Yeah.
He kind of made himself. It's like, dude, like you're almost kind of being like a different form of a Mormon. Like the Lutheran is like a sect or whatever of the Catholicism.
Yeah. Yeah, something. I don't know. It was, yeah.
Just real quick, it
Yeah.
says Hollywood has been clocked at 4.33.
That's pretty fast.
That's fucking fast.
4.33 is pretty fast.
And so it sounded like Kyler Murray's a 4.4 guy.
okay.
He
so,
said he claimed that he ran a 4.38.
Yeah, that's still not a 4.33, so victory goes to Hollywood Brown. And he'll be a draft pick. I mean, he might even be a first rounder. The only thing with him is he's so short. He's so small. So he would have to be a slot guy in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's
Man,
not
that
going to
would
be your.
That'd be a good place for him.
He's
too.
not going to be your deep threat guy. He's got to be a slot guy for you in the NFL. But,
Man, I can't help, like every time I play the football game and I see, and you've played enough of them to know the play I'm talking about. It's called deep threat.
yeah,
You
I
know.
know that play.
And so, I can't help it. Every time I see that fucking play, I'm like, deep throat. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do some deep throat on this defense.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, they're about to take it. They don't even know it. Some other scores yesterday. Okay, God, I'm just gonna get this one out of the way. There's
Clemson.
one where game day was there. freaking number 1 Alabama at number 3 LSU.
Not anymore.
Let's just call it. Can we just call it? I mean, it's almost like the golden state of college football here. Like, fucking Alabama, number 1 versus number 3 in LSU. 29-0 Alabama wins.
Was that Baton Rouge?
Yes. Can we just not call it? Let's just, the fact is, it's like here we are. We're just almost kind of lamely rooting for OU to move on, but it's like to do what? To go get our asses handed to us by Alabama like everyone else?
And Georgia's rolling again, too.
They're doing okay. They got the win. I'm just saying, I feel like right now there's Alabama and there's everybody else. The only number 2 might be Clemson, who put up 77 yesterday.
Hey, do not count Clemson out. They're looking good.
But Clemson's, it's not even apples to apples. Like, Clemson's not even facing the same talent that Alabama is. Like, I can tell you right now, Clemson's not faced one team like LSU, and they certainly haven't faced them on the road at their home. Like, that's
one
just
of the toughest places to play.
29-0? Are you kidding me? 29-0. It's not even fair. Like, what's in the water? What's going on?
Too much the night before.
Jeez, that's not even fair, man. So
I mean, come on.
I'm already raising the flag. Like, it's Alabama's. I just think that that's one of those obvious things you don't need to be Nostradamus to see coming.
Well, but like we still want Oklahoma to get to that point so we can get that money, so we can get more recruits, so we can keep reloading on the halfbacks and the offensive linemen.
We do. It's just but it's just I hate it when we already know how this is going to end. I mean, this is like.
I'm telling you, Clemson, Alabama,
This is just a bad version of Taken. You know how, like, with Taken, he says on the phone in the preview, I've got a special set of skills, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to kill you. Well, you know that's the plot of the movie, and you know that's how it's going to end, and yet you enjoy it. I don't feel this way about this. Alabama's like, we've got a special set of skills.
Interesting.
We have a quarterback. We're going to fuck you all up. Badly. And we're like, damn it. You're right.
And then in Alabama, they're like Texas with their non-conference schedule games that they choose. They like fucking Midwest City High School and this middle school. Like, you don't have to do that. I mean, you're gonna win these games anyways. At least do it against a decent opponent and kind of show off a little bit more.
Yeah, it was like this weird hazing of high school kids. They were just like, oh wow, that's the best team in the country. They're beating us up.
They could play
that's what
players.
They do. Freaking Alabama's going to win the whole damn thing, and we get to watch. Yeah. Please. And nice.
I wasn't asking you. I was asking him.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
And some chips. Go back.
Thanks, sir.
They take good care of us here at On the Border.
Okay, other college football action. You did have number 6. Georgia go against number 9 Kentucky. Georgia did put it on. They won 34-17. Great win for them.
Right?
It was at Kentucky. Big win for Georgia. Bouncing back from their loss.
Mark Stoops.
Now, hey, my prediction, which early on seemed like, dude, you went on a limb and you're going to look stupid for this. But now they are starting to come together. The number 5 Michigan Wolverines.
Best defense in the country.
They beat that ass yesterday. They took on Penn State, number 14 Penn State, and beat them 42-7 yesterday.
Oh man!
And
this
so
totally goes against.
I know.
I hate you. I hate you. I still root for Michigan though.
Because I like Harbaugh. I like Michigan. I like the fight song.
I used to really not like Harbaugh because of that shit with the Detroit Lions head coach, where he just kind of like brushed, like he kind of patted him on the back and kind of shoved him out of the way like he was a player.
Yeah, it's the Detroit Lions. He deserved it.
But whenever the 49ers, like that was. Fuck loyalty. Hey, Jim Harbaugh that took our piece of shit organization to a Super Bowl and almost won because of,
Lights Out Gate in New Orleans, yeah.
Let's go ahead and fire him. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. So their biggest contest left, of course, is the end-of-season match, the big rivalry with them and the evil that's Ohio State. So they look like they now have a legit shot to actually finally get a victory on Ohio State. They haven't beaten them in, I don't know how many years now, but it's been a long time.
What is the
Harbaugh
rules?
hadn't done it yet, so
What is the rule for Big Ten's conference championship game? Where is it played?
they've got division versus division. They play. Where do they play? It's a great question. I
Because
don't know.
the Big 12 plays in Jerry World, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they play. It would make sense if they played in like Kansas City or something, but I don't think that's right though.
I don't know about that. Maybe
I don't
like
think it
the
is.
Dub Bears Stadium or something.
Maybe.
But like the Conference USA, I think they still do it this way, and I think I kind of like it. But like the team with the best record, you're playing at home, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, that's some Division II.
No, that's not Division Two.
Hi Melanie Collins. I have never seen you before, but my God,
You got sexy eyes.
my goodness, yes, you're just talking and look at you and.
See, even with that,
I don't even know what
big-ass-
she's saying. She's like, "Oh, Baker Mayfield, he's
Even-
on the sideline," and oh my God,
even with that big ass ring on her hand, I would still allow her to fist me.
that's on her. Well, yeah, that's not a marriage ring though. That's on her right hand. What is that?
No, I was just talking about the size of the ring.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. They're going to play. The Big Ten game is December 1st. It's in the Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Colts.
So yeah, indoors, controlled environment. There you go. Other games, number 2 Clemson, like we mentioned before, destroy Louisville. Of course, Louisville sucks this year, but still,
2-7.
77-16. They put it on them. And then Ohio State, the evil that is Ohio State, they barely get by a pretty bad Nebraska team, 36-31.
And the kick on, did you see that?
Yes.
The kick?
Yes.
And even with them doing shit like that, they only beat them by, what was it? What'd you say, 5 points?
They beat them by 5 points. Like they barely escaped that.
Wait, and weren't they at home?
Yeah. Crap. I don't know. It seems like it was in Nebraska. I think it was in Nebraska.
I think you might be right.
I think it was in Nebraska. But still, Nebraska's absolutely terrible this year. To barely win that game is
Maybe
pathetic.
their worst. Well, because it's like the worst season since the 50s or something.
Yeah. And then the team that was looking really good and like they were on pace to do some shit, Florida, number 11, they get pasted by Drew Lock and the Missouri Tigers, 38-17, 38-17. That was kind of an embarrassing loss for them. Like that was pretty bad.
Yes.
Now the big 12 game of the day yesterday was West Virginia. I almost said West Virginia, like it went
Like
all
you're German or something?
Yeah, West Virginia versus Texas. That was in down in the evil Austin area.
You do have a lot of German in you, of course.
Yes, all the Longhorn zombies were down there watching the game, and Longhorn zombies almost got the win actually. Except West Virginia just kind of found a way there towards the end. And then
What a great game that was.
Then a surprise, they go for 2. They're like, screw this overtime shit. We're going for 2. They get the 2-point conversion and defeat the Longhorns down
It's
there.
smart though, right? Because you don't want to play overtime in the other team's stadium.
It's always one of those things. You look smart if it works. It looks stupid if you don't. You know.
You might get fired.
That's very true. Seriously, like that's how it always goes. It's like, oh, great decision, man. Yeah, because we won. But
Well,
if
one
it fails,
on the post game, what do you call it? The press conference or whatever.
yeah,
The coach Dana Holgren.
Holgerson.
Or Holger, yeah, that one. He said, yeah, we actually knew we were going to do that before the drive started or something like that. I was like, I like that, man. I kind of like that coach, man. He's cool.
Yep.
He's smart. He's aggressive. He's actually your kind of coach.
Yeah. Remember, he was an offensive coordinator for Oklahoma State before he took the West Virginia's job.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yep.
Brilliant mind.
Number 15, Utah, the Fighting Utes. Get upset. They lose to the Arizona State.
You know, whenever you
Sun Devils.
when somebody says the Utes or the Utes or whatever, it sounds like that word came from like a mother or from a child whose mother drank excessively while she was pregnant with him.
And that's probably the case. But the Fighting Utes lose 38-20 to Arizona State. And so, c'est la vie, the Utes. Pac-12 still sucks, by the way.
I guess I just learned
This just
from
in.
the highlights of that game that I guess Herm Edwards is the coach of Arizona State.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
I guess I took, well, you know my memory.
Yeah.
I've had a bad memory as long as I can remember.
They've had a pretty good season. They've had some good wins, and then they've also had a couple of bad losses.
4th and 1.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know it was going.
Browns go for it on 4th and 1 and get stood up by the Chiefs' defense,
You big boys in the middle, I imagine.
which they're not known for, by the way. Actually, I've mentioned this before. I've told friends that are Chiefs fans. The Chiefs have a really bad defense. That part they knew. But their 3rd and 4th down defense is actually one of the tops in the NFL. So it's a bend but don't break defense. That's their makeup. That's who they are.
Well, didn't we talk about that one time?
Yeah.
Like, would you rather have the best defense total yards wise?
Oh, they got the first. They
or
gave
would
him a
you
good spot.
Rather have the defense that is the best scoring defense. And you said scoring defense.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about it on the show or if that was just you and me talking.
It
but-
could, yeah. Who knows? But Browns get a first down. They're moving on a little bit. They're down. They're up in Cleveland, not down in Cleveland.
They're in Chiefs territory, though.
Yep. So some other action. Number 16, Iowa also gets beat by the mighty Purdue, 38-36. So a lot of ranked teams that are moving up start choking under the pressure, it looks like. And then
A lot of great games. Or a lot of great matchups.
yeah, number 20, Texas A&M. They finally get into the top 25. And so, hey, let's lose to Auburn, 28-24.
Iowa State's kind of looking good.
Iowa State beat up on Kansas yesterday, 24-3. Iowa State's looked good all year, man. That's a team you just don't want to run into, and that's a good win for OU. If that team keeps winning, that just looks even better for them.
Oh yeah, and the Big 12. That's an issue. The Big 12 has got to look better and more like almost top, because obviously you're gonna have the Kansases and all that kind of shit at the bottom. That but
They know their lane.
Most of top of bottom.
Yeah, they know their role. Yeah,
Unless
bottom.
Mangino is
bottom
like,
feeders, like tilapia.
But they make up for it in basketball. So. Tilapia.
Tilapia.
Is tilapia a bottom feeder?
It is a bottom feeder fish. Yeah.
I didn't know
That's why you can get tilapia so cheap. Try to get a haddock.
Like catfish.
Yeah, try to get a haddock. Haddock's not cheap. Haddock's a good fish. But oh god, haddock's so good.
Is that what kind of is that like
Or cod.
Mediterranean or
Or
something?
get cod.
I've heard cod is good.
Oh, cod's real good.
It's good fishing bait.
Is it? Oh, I
It
bet.
is.
Notre Dame. This was the game yesterday. I was thinking if there's an opportunity for them to lose and kind of yank them out of this playoff picture, it was going to be yesterday's game against Northwestern.
Oh,
But
thank you.
But
That was ridiculous.
But they were able to put it away, 31-21.
Come on, OU, switch with Notre Dame. We're better than Notre Dame.
Yeah, but
Come
they're
on,
undefeated.
man.
How are you going to take it away from them? They're undefeated. So right now, Notre Dame's got it. And let's see, the Browns just punted, and Chiefs are going to have the ball at like the 2 or the 3 yard line to start.
Here comes the fucking man.
But here's the thing: the Browns' defense is actually good, and then of course Mahomes in Kansas City is really good as well. So that's going to be strength on strength. That's actually the matchup today.
Did anybody know before this year that he was gonna be what the fuck?
I think Andy Reid did. I mean, outside of there, no, I don't think so.
Was he the orchestrator of the Alex Smith, Mahomes, all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, they were smart, man. They were really smart.
I loved getting Andy
They
Reid.
traded up to get Mahomes, and everybody questioned at the time. They're like, "Why are you trading up to get Mahomes?" There were "quote unquote" better quarterbacks ahead of him. Like even the Deshaun Watsons of the world. They're like, "These are franchise quarterbacks. Why are you trading up to get Mahomes?" It's because they knew. They just like, we're going to do this kind of offense with that guy, and now we're seeing it come to existence. So there you go. Washington State, number 8. They go ahead and win. Mike Leach, their coach, they win 19-13 over California.
I keep forgetting that he's still out there. He hasn't locked a kid in a closet yet.
No, not yet. No, nobody's deserved it yet.
Isn't that why he got fired? Because he put the celebrity's kid into
the commentator for Sunday Night Football, Collinsworth. Was it Collinsworth, or am I getting the commentator wrong? It seems like
it's a C name.
I think it's Collinsworth. I think it was his kid. Dang it.
Dang
it. It's in my head. It feels like it's Collinsworth's kid. Oh my God.
He's a commentator, which one is
analyst, commentator, yeah, for Sunday Night Football, yeah. Oh man, dude. Okay, so that's college football. That's what happened earlier in the week. Kind of a yawn moment, but the World Series happened. The Red Sox completely destroyed the Los Angeles Dodgers 4-1, and the one game the Dodgers won went to like 18 innings. It was like one of the longest baseball games of all time. I think it was the longest baseball. It was over 7 hours. Almost 7.5 hours.
My hemorrhoids would have killed me.
Oh, yes. A 7-hour hemorrhoid problem will always kill you.
Sit down.
Yeah, sit down, buddy. I can't. I'm riding some roids strong here. And not steroids. I'm riding the roids.
I'm roid raging. You do steroids? No, I've got
literally, my roids, they're raging right now. Good God, can we end this game? Or can I at least get a moment for some cream?
I bought some, and my boss goes, he's telling me about it. He's like, because I've never had hemorrhoids before.
Right.
And he goes, yeah, it's like it's an infection and all that kind of stuff, and eventually it'll pop. I was like,
yeah,
that doesn't sound good at all.
Dude, that's got to be one of the most embarrassing things. As a matter of fact, I think it came up on one of the most stolen items. There was a list of most stolen items from things. I think that hemorrhoid cream was number 1 on the list, because you can't play it off. Like, if you're buying hemorrhoid cream, you're not doing it for a friend. You know what I'm saying? If you're buying hemorrhoid cream, Stephanie Ramirez is here
You could always say it's for your pregnant wife.
No. If you buy tampons, they get it that it's for. Oh, congratulations!
No.
Nice.
I gotta go.
Hey,
where are you going?
Would you buy hemorrhoid cream?
I don't know what that is.
For your man. It's when.
Okay, just don't tell her.
Google it.
I just got back from Canada, so I gotta go clean up my shit.
Do Google images.
I know.
Google images. I told
And
Ethan.
they just come out. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
I told Ethan, my friend. He goes. I told him, I was like, feels like I'm growing grapes on my asshole.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, if you could only see the look of our producer's face.
I'm like my own vineyard.
This isn't Napa Valley. Napa Valley, that's awesome in the ass crack.
Oh, it's a valley. It's an ass valley. Ass.
Ass Valley.
Bring it back to that kicker at Iowa State. Man. Wow. So hemorrhoids.
Assa Valley.
Yeah, Assa Valley. Hemorrhoid.
Come on, that's clever. Instead of I was thinking NASA. Napa.
Yeah, NASA is rockets
Yeah.
and shit.
Rocket scientist. Fitzpatrick.
Right. Yeah, Armstrong, not Lance. But, oh my God. So yeah, we just veered off into hemorrhoids.
Ninth most in history, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're moving it.
He is.
From like the 3-yard line to the 20-something.
He's like the Bruno Mars of football.
Oh God, they just ran the option.
Yeah, boy.
Wow. They
Why
ran the
are we
option.
running out of bounds? Why didn't you? Okay, well.
They don't need him hurt.
He didn't want to. He didn't want to fumble, I guess. That's not a bad move. Just like punting is not a bad move.
Yeah, they don't need him hurt. So, not for that extra yard.
Oh, holding anyways. Oh, yeah, so good thing that we didn't get any whatever you call it, unnecessary like injury or even just getting him hit because, that takes his health points down.
Yeah, so Red Sox win the series 4-1.
Whoop.
And like I said, the Dodgers only won. The one game they won went to freaking 18 innings. I think the Red Sox just gave up at that point and said, you can have one. Damn it, we need to go home.
I've got a 9 a.m. mixer.
But it was so obvious. And what's funny is, LA fans and national people, they did the same thing with the Yankees, too. They're just like, get this guy fired. He's making wrong calls, or he didn't pull this pitcher, or... we're in a day and age of analytics where they tell you when to pull pitchers anyway. So it's not like the manager's fault, really. I mean, and not only that, but can we not just live in a day and age where we just accept and realize, damn it, that team is just so much better than you? Like, it doesn't matter at that point. I mean, I know...
Because the Yankees, they had a winning season, right?
The Yankees were really good. But let's just face it, this year, the Red Sox were just that much better than everybody else. I don't care what the Dodgers did. They could pull this guy. They could move this guy. They could do whatever they want to do. You make all your little moves you want to make. Red Sox are going to win this series at the end of the day. So,
but that's why it is. It's because it's the fucking Red Sox. If it was some other team, If it was some other team whooping up on them, I guarantee you they wouldn't give a shit.
They were just decidedly better. They were just decidedly better. But sometimes we get those eyes, like I'm talking about, with the whole we can't see it coming because we want to see this in this light. The Red Sox were just dominant and just better than everyone else, and we just have to accept that. You can't fire a guy over this move or this lack of move. Let's just get better next year because...
Especially when he had a successful season anyways.
Yeah.
Stop bitching. Stop crying.
And by no means, believe me, I'm not a Red Sox fan. I don't like the Red Sox. I don't like the Yankees. I'm a Giants fan, so... fantasy football!
Bye-bye.
That's a fantasy football. Great for me. Mahomes to Hunt. That's a touchdown for both of them, plus the yards. I love it.
Beautiful halfback screen. Oh, what a great throw that was.
I love it. So Red Sox have a parade, of course, victory parade, and now there's become this damn tradition. These damn Bostonites or Bostonians, whatever the hell.
Bostonians.
There's this tradition, I believe it started with the Patriots Super Bowl where they were tossing these cans of beer to the players. Well, now this shit's just gotten out of hand. Now they're
empty cans or
No, cans full of beer. They're tossing to the players. Well, if you're not paying attention, you're taking a can of beer to the face. I mean, it's like getting out of hand.
Did you see the Texas Tech quarterback? I guess he got injured in warm-ups after halftime, got hit in the face with the football.
No. I forgot to mention that. He wasn't injured because of that, although he was annoyed with that. What happened? you see what had happened was 5 weeks ago he had a collapsed lung. He actually had a recurrence of that last night. They couldn't say it. They didn't know what it was during the broadcast. We were trying to figure out why is the quarterback. We're actually happy the quarterback didn't come back out. I feel like OU would have lost last night if he would have been out there.
He's okay though.
But it was just a recurrence of that collapsed lung, and so they had to keep him out.
But is it like a fluid buildup, or I guess I didn't hear that part.
Or they say a partially collapsed lung, but that's no fun.
That's got to be miserable.
Hell yeah. I mean, forget just whether you can play football or not. That's just got to suck.
Are you gonna die?
Yeah, well, it's pretty. Yeah, you'll be okay. It's just, but yeah, you got to.
Still got one good lung.
But yeah, you don't want to go out there. I don't even know how. Yeah.
How do you do something as extraneous as football with a collapsing lung?
Yeah,
problem?
I've never experienced that, and I don't want to, but
we might one
that's
day.
Terrible.
We might very well one day.
Yeah. I just say, kill me now.
Yeah.
Collapsed lung, shoot me. We're not allowed to do that, sir. We took an oath.
That's up there with, like you're saying, I got a collapsed lung. Put a bullet right here in between my eyes. That's in the same category as someone just chopped off my penis. Yeah.
All right, let's end it. Yeah.
I can't go on.
Yeah, all right. We just bobbited this thing. Yeah, collapsed one. But yeah, they're tossing beers. And of course, some of the fans can't stand the manager, Alex Cora. So a fan throws an open beer can, hits his ass with an open beer can.
That's how they do it over in New England.
Those fuckers. God.
Fuck you, asshole.
There's a part of you that really wants to love the Boston fans, and at the same time, you're like, God, y'all are just some real assholes up there.
That's some Oakland Raider fans.
God,
shit. Throwing batteries at people and stuff. It's an open beer can.
Like an open beer can, asshole.
Well, and like to be honest with you, these people are celebrities. They're millionaires and mega millionaires and all that kind of shit. If I'm one of them, someone tosses me a beer, because I know like people do shit where you use a syringe or some shit and put some poison in there, or
Yeah.
like I ain't drinking this beer.
Well,
I'm an alcoholic.
Well, some of them are cool, and some of them will catch it and drink it. You know, like Gronk made that famous. That's what started the whole thing. Gronk caught one when the Patriots won
love
Super Bowl.
Gronk.
He catches it, opens it, and drinks it right there, like almost in motion, like catch, bam. You know,
he's still acting like he's in college, but I think that's cool. It's like you're having fun with life.
But you're right. There are some instances like, holy shit, man, maybe that's not the smartest thing to do. The other problem is
Here's some Halloween candy.
in those parades, you know, you got the players and these people, but they also at times have some of their family members up there with them too. And so, you know, you're kind of putting them at harm, and that really pisses off the players. Like, it's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like you could start hitting some of their family members, you know, it's just kind of
They probably
bystander.
have their kids with them and
Right,
shit.
yeah. So, I don't know. It's a weird deal. You know, if the
hopefully they
Thunder
don't
are
get
ever able
arrested.
to win one here, maybe we can figure out the right protocol for a parade and do it right. I don't know.
And teach the rest of the world or country or whatever. what was that? Like what? Yeehaw! And start shooting up
Yeah,
in the air.
we'll get our AR-15s out and
Didn't one of the beer cans?
bring some deer carcasses and.
Didn't one of the beer cans hit the trophy though?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention that one of the beer cans did hit the World Series trophy and damage, like it bent one of the flags or whatever.
Isn't it like? Well, hold on a second. No, don't say that, Tim, because I'm not sure. I mean, is it? What kind of metal is it? It's not pure gold, is it? Because that's a lot of gold if it is.
I don't think it is pure gold. But
sure
this
it's
beer can
I'm
bent
sure it's
one
a
of the
fine.
flags, so you know you damaged the World Series flag, like a-holes.
Why did you come? Did you come out tonight just to do that, you asshole?
Yeah, we won the World Series. I'm gonna throw some beers at people. Like that's just not my first thought.
You ain't got something better to do, or I don't know, go to a bar apparently.
So this past week was Halloween. I dressed up as a middle-aged white male Uber driver. I felt like I had a successful costume.
I dressed up as a alcoholic stoner.
Nice.
And
That's tough to pull off sometimes.
I did that at work. It was
Oh,
great.
really?
Yeah. Oh, actually,
They'll never guess.
One of my coworkers, she has one of the like weed vapes.
Oh.
And so yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Ooh, Miss Vapes a lot.
Miss vapes a lot, and it's kind of fun too sometimes. Like, cause I guess the owners or whatever like want us to try different stuff.
Speaking of vaping a lot, hey, Stefania Ramirez, how you doing?
Ew.
Miss Vapes a lot, what's up?
I don't, but
I know you don't.
I
You
never
just
Called
touched one.
911.
No, you didn't.
Jeez,
Hey.
you gotta catch them all.
Oh. Do you still play that?
No,
Okay.
do I still play what? What are you trying to out me on?
That was so last month for me.
Gosh, I was
Oh
going.
my God.
I was going through a phase.
Emmanuel is still going through that phase.
No way.
Yeah.
Is he catching them all?
He is.
And we're talking about
He's-
Pokemon things, not
Yes.
like diseases,
No,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Is that what you were talking about? Oh, no.
Yes, I got chlamydia.
Yes. Next up, herpes. and then you make them battle. You make them battle at the little.
No, I was thinking of like trying to figure out like a Pokemon name for those, like
Right.
Herpesitos or something.
Yeah, Crotch Growlith, or or something like that.
Oh my god.
Sorry. Oh my
Pika
god.
herpes.
We were talking about unwritten rules earlier. Like you can't, like if you're in a fight, you can't punch a guy in the ass.
Asshole specifically.
But I was told a story. I'm not going to give names, but I was told the story. This true life happened at a place that you used to hang out at called McFinn's.
Oh yes, I love McFinn's.
This girl thought that her man was with another girl there, and she had like this skirt on, but she just had the skirt. So she charged up on this girl. She charged up on this bitch. Now, she didn't punch her in the ass, but I feel like she did something worse, which is like an unwritten rule. She reached up in there and she played cootie twister. She twisted the cootie. Like, she knocks her. No, she knocks her down to the ground, and while on the ground, she goes down and does cootie twister.
Instead of titty.
Yes, yes.
What, like on her clitoris or something?
Like just. Ah!
Imagine someone doing that to your dick. Like, what the fuck?
You don't mess with
Are
that
you a
person.
monk?
You don't mess with someone. We talked about when you know the craziest person in the room. You don't mess with that person.
Is she a moil?
See, you wouldn't mess with that girl,
No.
would you? Hell no.
What the heck?
Chance, is she a moil? Never buy gribbiness from a moil.
Oh
It's
my
so
god.
chewy.
Any girl that's willing to attack another female by cootie twisting her, that girl you stay away from. You
Yeah.
do not piss her off.
Just like a dude punching another dude in the nuts.
Right.
Fuck
I saw
that.
that video once.
Cooter twisting.
Ew.
It sounds like an X Games thing.
I don't know. It sounds like some redneck like dare or something. Yeah, you go out there, you get a cooter twister.
grab her by the cooter
Yeah.
and twist.
Come on, I'll buy you a beer if you do the cooter
Oh my
twister.
that was like when we were at the Well Club that one night.
Yes.
And you're like, I double dog dare you to go out there and dance to that Michael Jackson song.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't do that. Like, I'll do it if you buy me a beer. And you're like, yeah,
And it was
I
worth
guess.
it. You did it, and everybody got into it, so
Good,
it was
yeah.
worth it.
I'm like, because I worked at a daycare one time, and I got this double.
That's what I just.
Yeah, I know. Now that we're going to the daycare, what are we about to get into here?
No, and actually, I love wearing that shirt to work at the liquor store because they're like, what the fuck? So, anyways, I got this. I bought this double disc Michael Jackson set. It's like not just his solo, but also his Jackson 5 stuff.
Oh.
And I asked my because I worked like whatever time to close, and so usually at close, like we're getting stuff put up and tripping kids.
Tripping kids.
Yeah, they'll just be walking by and stick your foot out and
God.
watch them fall.
This is why I would never put my.
It's a 5-star
my-
facility.
Oh my god.
So, anyways,
Mari will never be in.
500 yards away from him.
no,
I'm just kidding.
like I never tripped the
Forever.
kids on purpose.
Right.
No.
I
Anyways,
just got large feet.
so I asked the director of the La Petita. I was like, "Hey, I got this Michael Jackson set. Is it okay if like I play it and like dance with the kids and shit like that while we're, getting like whenever we're closing down or whatever the fuck we called it back then." So, yeah, like it was actually one of the most fun times of my life. Like
Nice.
just teaching the kids how to dance like Michael Jackson and.
Now, Stephanie, did you dress up for anything? I know the kiddos did, but did you dress up for Halloween?
I dressed up Amari as the baby Incredible Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, and I dressed up as Mrs. Incredible.
Oh my
still
God,
haven't
I
seen
still
the
haven't
second
seen that
one.
second one either. God,
We
what is
were
wrong
just-
with me?
You haven't?
No, I want to so bad. I
Oh,
haven't
it's
seen it.
so good.
I haven't
Yes.
seen the fucking Predator. And you know how huge
Wait a minute,
of
wait
a
a minute.
Predator fan I am.
Do you mean the Predator or the fucking Predator? I've never.
No, like not Harvey Weinstein movies.
It's like this Hollywood.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Dark alleys.
I don't know why I'm doing that. You can't get that on audio. Just some
Yeah.
creeper just, hey.
Yeah,
guys,
the way moving around the
I'm
dark
the
alleys.
fucking predator.
You want some candy?
Oh, my God.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, I do. It is Halloween.
Yeah, that's
Fuck.
not-
I should stop doing this on Halloween.
Yeah, foreplay with candy. That's...
No, you're
Man.
gonna. I guess on Halloween, the guys in the white panel vans. I guess you want some ice cream.
Yeah.
Why, yes, that would go great with my chocolate candy that I just got with my pumpkin outfit.
People's expectations always raise, though. Like, it used to be as simple as candy. I think now you need, like, iPhones. You know what I'm saying? Or Starbucks.
That was
Hey.
beautiful.
Hey, girl, I got some Starbucks in here. You got some Starbucks? What kind?
What, it's like she's a meerkat or something?
Double shot caramel macchiato with
Why did you use that example?
I don't know. Why?
Alright.
Why?
Lots of
You
people
Why?
know I
drink.
love Starbucks.
Lots of
You're not the
people-
only one, Stephanie. Newsflash, you're not the only one that loves Starbucks.
People spend a shitload of money for that stuff because it's
They
like,
Spanish a lot of money?
They spend a shitload of money.
Oh, spend a shitload of money. I thought you said Spanish a lot of money.
They spend
Isn't that what it sounded
I
like?
did.
Oh, it was cool. Like his friend. Okay, I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, or on the show, but so my best friend Ethan came up with this idea to smoke out of a pumpkin,
Yeah.
and so we totally made this really awesome pumpkin bong.
Yeah.
Most of it was his work. I mean, I did a good job on like the lid and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I'd never carved a pumpkin before or done any shit like that before, and I'm almost 37 years old.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, so we do that,
Very festive.
and then I'm just very.
It is. It's fall.
No, the issue here is I don't remember where the fuck I was going with that.
Chance, did you
That's
dress up?
so. I dressed up as a middle-aged white Uber driver and drove my car. That was my prop.
Did you really?
Was my vehicle.
Did you really do Uber on Halloween?
No, not Halloween night. Honestly, I was at this guy's house, and this is what's sad. I saw Zombieland for the first time.
Oh, cool movie.
It's been out almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And I saw it for the first time Wednesday night with this guy. And what a great movie that is.
The
Oh
Bill
my
Murray
God.
scene.
As,
The Bill Murray
as
scene
you all
kills
know,
me.
I get to see that for the first time. I'm like, oh my God! I was just,
Awesome.
it was so
movie.
good.
Emma Stone.
That was a really good movie.
Did you guys dress up?
No,
I
that's
was
not
gonna, I
candy.
was
Shame.
gonna do the Joker, but I would have had to
That's not
shave
candy.
all this down. And
Next year, though, I'm going to think of something really awesome to dress up as.
you know what I did last Halloween?
What?
I dressed up as Heath Ledger's Joker and went to the Diamond Ballroom and watched Breaking Benjamin.
There you go.
And listened to Breaking Benjamin, and that was fucking awesome.
There you
they
go.
played an Alice in Chains song, Chance.
Did they
They
really?
played fucking Down in a Hole.
Nice.
I was like, I had to like do the schoolboy thing where you put your books in front of your wiener.
I'm not going to explain why he had to do that.
Okay,
She shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
She
She
should
doesn't
already
know. She doesn't know about these things. Stop that.
You know those little specky things on ceilings
Oh my
and
God.
stuff? It's about that.
It's the fault in our stars.
Yeah.
Okay. I bring up Halloween. It's great. I love it.
Any questions?
O.J. Simpson. You want any guesses as to what O.J. Simpson dressed up as?
That lady doctor.
Let me guess.
Oh my God! You know.
What?
He's a gynecologist.
He had the doctor vest or whatever. Yes.
And
Yeah.
it said on the coat.
Scrubs.
It said on the coat, Dr. Seymour Bush. That's what it said on.
Yeah.
So OJ. Now, would you say gynecologist? I would say killer gynecologist. What do you think? Killer?
Does that mean he's a really good gynecologist, or he kills
No.
gynecologists?
He was previously a killer. and he's now a gynecologist. And
hey, time for your pap smear. Swing.
And apparently he has the opportunity to see more butts. So good for him, you know. Way to be free and out in public.
Living life.
That's great that you saw that. Oh my
I
God.
did.
Because I knew these guys hadn't. Because I have to look, I look up stuff that I normally would not, just sports. I look up things. I'm forced to because of this. I wouldn't normally know that. I would not normally know that, but because of this show, I know that. So
He's doing better than Bill Cosby.
That's right. Bill Cosby right now is, ironically enough, eating Jell-O. Here you see, because that's what I like. And he's not able to put any drugs in it, unfortunately. In prison, you don't even need it. They're just like, well, yeah, we're
No, I got
we're
some
game.
in my ass right now.
He's like, no, I like the females and the who and the ha and the twisty. No.
My back.
They come work to me on my show.
Twisty back. So if you're ever in a fight.
No, never. Ew.
If you're ever in a fight.
Ew. Like, hello.
All right. Okay. Let's say your man. Say your man is
Or
in place.
woman.
No, she's
Which
with,
would be totally fine.
She's with a man right now. Your man, right now.
Yeah.
I'm not speculating. I'm just saying currently you're with a man. It's like saying the term "my current wife." That makes it sound like that there will be another, or like this is like happening now, but not if you say "my current wife."
Well, like Halsey, the singer.
Yeah.
She's my future ex-wife. I'm always on the lookout for the future ex-Mrs. Little.
Right. You get that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
No, she doesn't.
where the heck was I going with any of that?
She does not get that.
On that same Halloween night, as O.J. Simpson was the gynecologist. No. Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. Give it to the other guy.
3rd and 20.
I'm thinking of fantasy football. You don't help me at all.
I thought you were about to do like a forest fires thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. You had that tone of voice.
Same night, Derrick Rose scores 50 for
The Knicks?
the Pinche. Derrick Rose. Who the heck's he playing for? The Timberwolves. Good God.
Oh, he moved over there.
The Timberwolves are able to defeat the Utah Jazz. Derrick Rose comes back to MVP form for a night and scores 50 on the Utah Jazz.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we all thought Derrick Rose was going to be fading away. He drops 50.
I
Gets
saw
kudos
Blake
from
Griffin
LeBron
had-
and some other people.
I heard Blake Griffin had a hell of a game, like
Blake
almost
Griffin's-
20 rebounds or something.
Yeah, Blake Griffin's
38
got a
points.
nice little start to the season going for him. The Pistons are doing pretty good, although they're getting trolled by Joel Embiid right now. I don't know, Joel Embiid's got something against Andre Drummond. He keeps saying stuff on Instagram and really trying to get in that dude's head. I don't know.
Well, I love the drama, so.
Right. Speaking of drama, Kendall Jenner is now back with Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
And I
Why
would
should
not have brought that up if you were not sitting here, but I wanted to include Stephanie in this show. Kendall Jenner, who had split with Bill Simmons, that's a writer. Ben Simmons is the basketball player. But Kendall Jenner, they had split 3 months ago, but now she's been seen kind of canoodling with Ben. Canoodling. Did I make up canoodling?
Yeah, you said canoodling. That sounds like an awful lot of rowing.
Ben, you are mighty tall. I don't know.
What is this, Davy Crockett?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Call me Tim.
So, anyway, I brought up Kendall Jenner, Ben Simmons. Anyway, been seen lately together. I think
Simmons. Why?
76ers won that night, too. Ben Simmons he was last year Rookie of the Year for the 76ers, Philadelphia, and then he's back. He's getting a lot of comparisons to Magic Johnson because he's a tall guard. Not a great shooter, but can pass the ball well and defend, and he's,
There's no way he's a 6'9" guard.
He's about that tall. That's why there's the comparisons. Yeah.
A 6'9" point guard.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
It is, right?
I thought there would never.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah.
No, he's 6'9". That's
I
so
know.
freakishly tall.
That is perfect.
That's power forward height.
Yeah, you can't find shoes for that guy. So,
Look, you've got to go to Ross.
some other NBA stuff. Our Thunder, start off 0-4.
Who else? What other
And
Thunder are there?
so we began going to the
Thundercats.
rope store. We began going to the slit your wrist store, and we go to the shotgun blast in the face store. But the Thunder have turned it around. They have now won 4 in a row to now be 4-4. So now the Thunder.
Damn, he's sexy.
Oh, they won last night. I'm so sorry.
They did.
5-4 are the Thunder. So after an
It was
absolutely
good
horrible
teamwork.
start,
He's sexy.
Thunder are starting to get it together.
Man, imagine the
They
babies
begin their-
they would have.
Yeah, who's? Oh my God,
Their babies would be gorgeous.
man! If I could just be the meat.
It was her birthday. What was it? Yesterday? The other day? She just turned 23.
Yeah, that's right, and that's why they were, kind of on the sly. Like, what up, Ben? Where you going?
Can,
All
I,
right, she
can,
didn't do it
can
like
I,
that.
can I twist your clit?
No, hang on, no. That's only if you're in a fight.
No, you can do
That's
that.
not a-
But you can do that. Probably
on,
originated
Yeah,
from the
that's not a
pleasurable
move.
side.
That
of
is
it.
not a move you use for foreplay.
in the bedroom.
I mean, unless it's like 50 Shades of
I was about to say, there's some freaks out there, dude.
50 Shades of Cooter.
50 Shades of Cooter.
There's not 50 Shades.
I know.
There's probably about 5.
Oh my God.
For a limited time only.
For a limited time only. Maybe she was born with it. Maybe it's
And if you act now, and if you act now, you get your 5 Shades of Cooter half off.
No, already clocked out.
oh my
50
God.
Shades of Cooter.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's
You never
Maybelline.
know.
Okay, maybe she's not born with it. Jimmy Butler, what a real a-hole, huh? He doesn't want to play for the Timberwolves. I think he's made that abundantly clear. The Timberwolves are being stubborn as well. Butler is he took a night off. I believe it was Halloween night's game. He took off because of, let me get the quote unquote, because of general soreness. Okay.
I'm gonna go grab some dinner.
That is,
Internally, like in his soul, or
yeah, come on. I think the entire world cried bullshit when it's like, he's holding out for general soreness. And then he's like, well, you don't know my body. Like, okay, dude, seriously.
your mom doesn't know your body.
Yeah, like general soreness. We get it, Butler. You don't want to play. You're showing that you're a badass.
He's lowering his trade value.
He's lowering his trade
And
value.
No one wants him.
Yep.
Nobody's going to
Nobody
want
wants
him.
to deal with. Nobody wants to babysit.
Right. And so he's really making it look worse on himself, ultimately. But now Kansas City just scored another touchdown.
Woo!
So
Cheap
Travis
nation.
Kelce, that's your guy, got the TD.
Thank you for those points. Was it 25 for a touchdown reception?
6 points, touchdown reception. Plus the yards was,
No,
looks like
on
it was
the-
like 10.
No, on the fantasy football.
That's what I'm talking about. You
Oh.
get 6 points for the touchdown, and it was a 10-yard pass, so 1 more point, 7 point. He gets 7 points on that play.
Or no, it's like 25 points for a 100-yard game or something like that.
Yeah, for the quarterback.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
25
So-
points for every 100 yards.
So Jimmy Butler, and he was at one point seen with Iggy Azalea, but I don't think that was a. They may actually be just like friends or whatever. That may
With
oh
benefits.
no. Hey, could be. You never
She
know.
got a man.
Yeah, Iggy's got a man. So, and what was funny was it was like he was driving a minivan.
You know, she used to be a stripper
Iggy? Yeah, yeah. She used to be a
in
stripper.
Miami.
Yeah, she so
Miami.
sexy. You already know. Anyway, don't. No. No.
Stephanie's
Here we go.
losing it.
No.
Yebs, keep the fluids inside your nose.
Yes, keep the fluids inside.
I'm just taking a drink.
I'm pretty good about that.
I don't
with
know if
timing.
you-
I'm
if-
able to.
Well, if you peed a little bit, I would want to know that information.
Well, we were thinking through the nose. You were thinking. So Butler wants out.
That'd be cool to have a tampon for incontinence.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. If it's marketed well, it might do well. Do you know Damian Lillard right now is averaging 29.1 points a game? I mean,
Damn.
Talking about potential MVP candidates for the season in the
Scoring
NBA.
title.
He's doing quite well for himself. The Trailblazers are off to a good start. They did lose to the Lakers last night, but they're like 6-3, doing really well. So
There have been people that have won the scoring title with less points per game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, but he's off to a real big start. Rockets are struggling right now. Rockets are like 2-5.
Sweet.
So it seems like Melo.
After winning, 68 games last year?
I feel like
or-
that's the common denominator. Melo's the cancer. Thank you. We're glad you're in Houston, Melo.
Well, I'm trying not to hate on him too much because he was an Oklahoman
But
for a
some
minute.
things, but you know what, Tim? That's like what I said at the start of the show. Some things just become overly obvious as you see them. Melo's now with the Rockets. They can't seem to now figure it out all of a sudden. And Melo's on the team. What's his
Well,
role?
it should obviously be James Harden's team.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, what's his role? What do we do with him? And now they're struggling. I mean, it's early in the season. I get it, but still, Rockets are one of those teams that should not be struggling right now. I mean, the Warriors, damn it, are 9-1. They're not. They don't seem to be struggling at all. It's just like Alabama. This is their season to just go and destroy everybody.
Maybe break their own record for
What
wins
night?
in the season.
Yeah, what night did they have where they scored 92 points in the first half? 92 points.
I didn't hear about that.
in the first half.
Oh my God.
And it may be the same game where Klay Thompson broke the record.
I need y'all to read this. Y'all finish your conversation. It's about Kim Kardashian.
Oh, hey, there we go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's making noises that I'm.
Well,
Ray J.
that's because I was a bit verklempt.
No, you have to read the whole
Yeah, little
story.
mucus.
Okay.
It's because Ray J spilled some details about this.
Ray J?
Yeah.
Fuck Ray J.
Excuse me.
Somebody already
Fuck
did.
Ray. Yeah, I know. I've seen the video.
I bet you have. I have to. Make Kim Kardashian famous.
I've also seen Two Girls, One Cup, unfortunately.
Oh.
Unfortunately, me too.
Have you really?
I have.
Let's
It
talk
went around
about.
That's not.
Let's talk about Two Girls, One Cup for a
no,
second.
let's talk about Kim Kardashian and what Ray J spilled.
I saw this
What's
guy
more important,
get-
the girls or the cup in this video?
I saw the guy. Well, the cup's delivering all the goods, so.
According to Ray J, Kim Kardashian doesn't like to sweat, so in the middle of their sex session, she stops, fixes her makeup. Yeah? You just have to read it.
That's totally believable too.
I would totally.
Right?
I would totally suck
Okay.
on her belly button lint.
What?
Well, you know, when I was like 16 and all that kind of stuff, like all the guys and stuff, we like if we saw a hot chick, we'd be like, yeah, I'd pee in her butt.
Okay, well,
Oh.
all right.
Well, that was great timing.
Oh, yes, the skipping and the.
I love
yes.
skipping.
She doesn't have a voice.
I know,
so.
I know. Cam, no
Right.
voice cam.
It's wonderful.
What's wrong with your voice?
Oddly enough, she has a headset on though, so she can only listen.
I'm sorry. What
like
was that
she's
again?
supposed to. Oh, doghouse. So
She just flipped her hair at me, didn't she?
I think so.
She
maybe
totally just flipped her hair at me.
maybe she's born with it. Now the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee
You know-
Bucks are off to some winning ways, and
I
they've
like
got-
big bucks.
And you cannot lie. Now they've got the new coach. This was the guy from. You never heard of Mike Budenholzer, so I'm not going to let you pretend that you have. But he's from the San Antonio Spurs staff, and Budenholzer, great name by the way. But
Is that really his name?
Yeah.
They just
Oh.
he probably just took like a pot or something and threw it up against the wall and just listened to the sounds that it made and like, yeah, that's my name.
Isn't that a Chinese joke?
It is.
Okay. Cling, clang, ding, ding. Dong, dong. Ching, ching, walla, walla, bing, bang. So, Budenholzer's philosophy.
Chinese.
Budenholzer's philosophy is we've got the Greek freak, right? Giannis, we've got the guy that no one can stop, and we're going to surround him. Every single player on our team can shoot threes. This is an interesting thing about the Bucks. The Bucks, we're in the day and age of three-pointers. We know this. But the average team shoots about 30 to 35% of their shots are three-point shots. Not the Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks shoot 45% of all their shots from three-point range. And they're all good at it. And so that's one of the reasons for their...
What a hell of a stat.
That's one of the reasons for their success right now.
Shit.
Because
They're making 45%.
Giannis is able to create, which is going to inevitably lead... They have to do something with him, which inevitably leaves somebody open who's knocking them down, draining them every time.
They can pass to anybody.
Yes. Yep. And so the Bucks right now are off to a great start. I think they only have one loss. They're at tops. They're fighting with Toronto for tops in the East right now.
So we're talking, well, because I saw Cleveland, their terrible start is the first time since
Yes.
82?
Yeah, they're 1-8 or 1-9. They were 0-6. They fired Tyronn Lue, the coach.
Finally. Yeah, like, it was because you had fucking LeBron and Kyrie Irving on your team, not because you're a great head coach. I think I said that on one of our shows.
Yeah, but who are they going to bring in? And if they already know that, why do you wait till 6 games to go, oh, yeah, you're really not that great?
One of the obvious things, like, yeah, we're going to see, yeah, this is about to happen for sure.
Right. Why do you wait 6 games in on an 82-game schedule and go, yeah, we're going to fire you? Yeah, we're not doing so hot. Did we not know this beforehand? Come on. Anyway, Trae Young of OU interest, is doing well. We'll call it well in the NBA. He's not doing great, but he's doing well as a rookie in the NBA. He's averaging 18.5 points a game.
All right.
Almost 3 rebounds a game and 7 assists a game, which is...
7 assists.
Yeah.
There we go. Who has the record for points per game and assists per game at the same time for college basketball?
That's
right?
correct. Yep. In a season, yep. And so he's not shooting great. He's got nights like the one night where he had 15 assists and just went off, and then he's got nights where it's not so great. So we'll see over the average of the season how he does.
He's growing.
He's only shooting 43% from the field.
Total.
And he's only shooting 33% from three-point range. So
That's like old Russell Westbrook.
but the Hawks are actually winning some games, and they're not looking as awful as we thought maybe they would. And
they usually are.
The Hawks are actually interesting because of Trae Young. So it's something to build off of.
He is starting, right?
Yeah, of course he's starting. Yeah.
After all the money they probably just gave him.
4th and 2.
Yeah. If you're a first-round draft pick, you're starting for your team.
He wasn't number 1, was
No.
he? Or
No, he was number
top 10 though, right?
4 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, top 10 pick, you're going to start in the NBA or something's really wrong.
Yes.
Top 4
Don't pick
Just
them.
ride the pine, buddy. We're waiting for you to develop.
Well, unless you're like Green Bay and you've already got Brett Favre, Hall of Famer, and you draft Aaron Rodgers.
I bring up the Hawks. Our producer sent me a photo of, I think it's an article in here, and I had to do a double take. It's talking about...
He's talking about the Sports Illustrated that's sitting on the table.
Yes, that Stephanie's looking at and going, what is this? What are these guys doing?
Like they look
Are those
like they're-
girls? Are those girls doing sports? That's so weird. But anyway, I'm just
aren't
kidding.
Why don't they have their
I
self?
live in
Why don't they have
2018
their?
chance? I know girls do sports.
Why don't they like have their selfie sticks on them?
But the thing that really stood out to me, it was talking about weird concession items. The thing that stood out to me was the Atlanta Hawks. They sell cricket effing tacos. Right there. Cricket tacos. It's right there.
Roasted
what?
crickets.
In the
Roasted
fuck?
literal crickets in your concession stands at
Isn't
the Atlanta
Grasshopper,
Hawks
like,
games.
way better?
Dude,
Isn't
none of it's better.
Isn't
What are you
it more
eating?
kosher?
This lady's reviews say my mouth is full of legs.
Right? Because it is. They're
Ew.
cricket legs. Ah, right? They're cricket legs.
They are dead, right?
They're roasted.
What's the word on them? If they're roasted, they're dead.
Yeah.
5-star.
You can't roast a cricket.
I don't know if I want to see.
I mean, you
this.
can roast it alive, but like it eventually dies in the process of the roasting, I would believe, right?
I was
that a
just
picture of
thinking
it?
about
That's a
crickets
picture of the
the other
taco,
day.
yeah. It looks like a regular street taco, except
It
for
does. It looks like carne asada.
Is that Is that avocado?
it looks like what?
Carne asada.
It
Yes.
looks like avocado and.
But it's cricket asada.
Yes,
That's what it is.
That is though.
It's cricket asada.
Is it kale?
So that's freaking gross, Atlanta. Can we not
Do that.
do that, please?
Roasted crickets, onion, cilantro, and avocado on a flour tortilla.
My God, you actually make that sound good somehow. Like with the other
Like,
ingredients.
She did extra on the
yes,
accent.
the cilantro and the cilantro and the lime juice and the tortilla, and you're like, oh yes.
Succulent crickets.
And then the cricket, and then it just doesn't sound good anymore. But yeah, cricket.
They won't crawl back out of your stomach.
There's epic crickets in that thing.
No, that's like on The Jerk. You would think that going to a nice restaurant like this, you could keep the snails off of her plate.
Right.
Escargot. You've never seen The Jerk, have you?
No.
It's
No.
one of the funniest movies
No way
ever.
in hell she's seen that movie.
You
What
have to
is
see
it?
The Jerk. It's Steve Martin.
Oh no.
He
Yeah.
starts. He's totally white and everything, and the movie starts off, and they're at this like kind of crappy poor people's like
House.
shed looking of a house.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of black people and Steve Martin.
It's
and
his
they're
family.
all outside, and they're like, "Oh Lordy!"
It's his quote-unquote family.
And he's all dancing, and he's narrating. He goes, "I was born a poor black child." It's like-
I need to watch it.
It's one of the funniest movies ever. My top 5.
It is not a politically correct movie. Of course, it was back like in 79.
77.
So, yeah, or
So
77,
nobody was
yeah.
getting
like that.
offended back then.
Yeah, nobody was getting offended back
People
then.
weren't like trying to jump on a "I'm offended" bandwagon as much
Yeah.
as they are now.
People,
Like,
there would be people offended. You know what? I'm going to go back to Halloween and talk about people being offended.
Did you see what the Idaho elementary
wait,
teacher
which
dressed
one?
up as?
Which one?
The
Did
what?
you?
What state?
What state?
Idaho.
Ida Pimp.
Oh my God!
Shut
What?
up.
What do you dress up as?
Some teachers dressed up as the sombrero and the ponchos, and the one dressed up as a piñata, and some other teachers dressed up as the wall.
And one of them even spelled Mexican on their other costume.
Oh
Yeah,
wow!
and the wall.
With the word Mexican.
Yeah, and the wall said "Make America Great Again" if they were all together. Yeah.
Build the wall.
Well, in other great costumes that were not PC, and this is sports related, Shaun White dressed up as Simple Jack. Do you remember Simple Jack?
Yep, from
Tropic
Tropic
Thunder.
where Robert Downey
Ben
Jr.
Still, no,
wins
when
the-
Ben Stiller was Simba, I'm not right.
You went full retard, man. Like
Right.
you was in a bathtub farting and the bubbles were coming up and you laughing your ass off.
Well, Shaun White dressed up as Simple Jack, and he caught some shit for it because
I wanted to dress up as Hitler one
because
time
he
for a
went
costume
he
competition
went
at work.
full retard. He went Simple Jack, and then Ben Stiller
This
even
guy
had
actually
to
did that for his
apologize
son.
again. Somebody came to Ben Stiller like, Simple Jack. He's like, I've already apologized for that character, you know. But it's funny that you have to explain it nowadays. He was because even Ben Stiller was talking about what they were making fun of in that movie was it wasn't making fun of it wasn't
Mentally challenged.
It wasn't making fun of mentally challenged people. It was the idea of he was actually making fun of Hollywood and how actors will take on certain roles to try to win like an Academy Award. He was making fun of that process.
Like Sean Penn.
Right. He was actually making fun of that,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
but people are like, nah, I'm
Arnie.
fucking ignoring that. You're making fun of, it's just like, no. Anyway.
Dude, like every day at work, so there's this vodka that's called Gilby's, but every time I see it, I think Gilbert, like, and I always do that every time I see it, like.
But yeah, Simple Jack and how the the Asians or whatever on that island are just
I
like
don't talk
like
too good.
they force him to be the role of Simple Jack on the on the play, the theater.
like
Have you ever
beating him.
seen Tropic Thunder? Oh,
Robert
Lord.
Downey Jr. won an Oscar for that movie.
As a,
Iron Man.
no, as
Yeah,
a black,
yeah.
the same guy.
No, I know.
But he played a black guy he was playing an actor who was playing a black guy for a role as an Australian guy who put on black face and was a black guy and never would get out of his role. That was the character he played.
He stayed in character all time. He's like, yeah, like, man, yeah, you was all like.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder is definitely not a politically correct movie at all.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Tom Cruise is in the movie in a fat suit, and he cusses like a sailor. Like, he's dropping so many F-bombs in that movie.
And Matthew McConaughey.
If you ever get an opportunity.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. You've got Matthew McConaughey, Tom Cruise, Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr. I'm leaving somebody out. I mean, it's the cast of all casts.
It's a really good cast.
It's crazy. It is a crazy movie, but it is definitely not PC.
But
at
they're
all.
they're the four guys that are the main characters. They are actors. One of them is actually a rapper / actor, and he endorses his own energy drink called Booty Sweat.
That's the beginning of the movie, actually. Yes, the commercial for Booty Sweat.
Oh, and Tobey Maguire makes a quick cameo.
Yes,
too.
he does. Oh my God. Yeah, Booty Sweat. That's good.
I was just talking to Ethan the other day about the Booty Sweat. I was like, man, I see like a really hot chick. I'm like, yeah, I'd drink her Booty Sweat.
Ew!
Is that something? Never
No.
mind. That's too personal.
That'd be interesting to bottle. Hey, Kim, Kay, like, come on, we're here for. It's like getting the venom out of snakes.
Oh man.
What the heck?
You know, because you get the venom out of the snake so you can make a
Right.
an
Yes.
antidote.
Yeah.
From the poison I just gave you, Dr. Jones.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Booty Sweat.
Booty Sweat. Here's a potential obvious thing to me. The Browns, of course, are a little in disarray. They fired their head coach, Hugh Jackson, and their offensive coordinator, Todd Haley, this week.
Todd Haley, who's a bad man.
Hey, oh,
I gotta
man.
go.
Aw.
I know, I gotta
See you
pick up
later.
my daughter.
Quitter.
Okay.
It was nice.
Did you do catering today?
I did.
Oh, good to see you.
But I'll be here next week.
Can you leave some booty sweat for?
Oh,
Oh, I'm going to the, what is that called game? Like, OU versus OSU game?
Bedlam.
Oh, yeah, I'm going.
You're going to Bedlam.
You're
Catch
wasting
some
a
pics.
seat.
Awesome.
You don't even care about the
I don't,
game.
but I need to get a picture.
we need like some live photos and video and stuff
Well, I'm
that
going
we
to take
can.
lots of pictures. They're going to be like
Okay.
in front of the stage the whole time.
You
She's
better.
gonna Kim K the fuck out.
You
of
better.
it, like.
You better.
I will.
Okay.
All right, so I will see y'all.
All right.
Adios.
Adios.
I'll see y'all. See if I see
I don't speak Canadian.
Well, go to the. So will you guys be here next Sunday?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll come
Okay.
and show some videos.
Sweet.
Or just selfies, really, and maybe some players in my background.
Maybe. So,
Really?
Hugh
Really,
Jackson,
really crazy.
Todd Haley, they get fired, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So now the Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, is
Why
the
do I
head
know
coach.
that name, Greg Williams?
He was the defensive coordinator for the Saints that won the Super Bowl with Bounty Gates when they beat up on Brett Favre. Same guy. So right now, it came out this morning, the potential head coaching, the people that the Browns are looking at to try to get for head coach are Josh McDaniels from the Patriots
The cheater.
and Lincoln Riley from OU.
I've been hearing a lot about Lincoln
Let-
possibly like.
Let me
pros
start.
are wanting him.
Let me start with Josh McDaniels.
Don't
You know,
like him.
you know how we say things are obvious? Okay, first off, let's go with this. The Patriots have not had one assistant that's left to go be a head coach. They've not had one to leave from under Belichick to go be successful. Not one.
Well, no.
And
he
I'll
did-
even submit the guy that Matt Patricia that's with the Lions right now. They suck.
He did go and be somewhat successful. He like went to the playoffs and stuff with the Broncos.
They, with a lame duck play in the overtime of the playoffs with Tim Tebow, they did win that game.
Defense.
We'll give it to them, and it was their defense all the way. It wasn't because of their offense, which is what McDaniels is all about.
Yeah, he's an offensive coordinator.
So McDaniels has not seen, like Josh McDaniels has not seen any, for his name to even come up as possible head coach for the Browns. that screams to me Browns are being the Browns again. Like, why are you going to fire Todd Haley and Hugh Jackson and then, we're going to get Josh McDaniels? Why? So you can fail some more? That doesn't make any sense at all. At least get somebody that knows an offensive system that...
They've at least gotten their first, 2 wins in, 19 regular season games?
I'm just saying, let me be the first to predict. If they pick up Josh McDaniels, the Browns will still suck. Whatever level that is. Whatever level that is. I can't put that into a number of wins, but they're not going to be a playoff team if they get... Josh McDaniels is right where he needs to be, under Bill Belichick. I just don't. That's not a dude that's going to go be a head coach somewhere and be successful.
I don't think he's going to be able to go be a coordinator somewhere and be successful.
I mean, we just haven't seen it. We have not seen anybody under Bill Belichick yet leave the Patriots system and go be successful on their own.
He's got Tom
Whereas
Brady.
you do
he
see
looks
that
good because of Tom Brady.
You do see that under other coaching trees, but for some reason under Belichick, I don't know if it's because he's so over everything, like he's too hands involved in stuff. Sometimes you got to let your guys kind of do their thing, be what they're great at, I don't know. And I don't know that even Lincoln Riley, I mean, I know his name's now in the mix for the Browns head coaching job because of Baker and his offensive mind and all that, but
I really hope he doesn't.
There's no guarantee. But I mean, it is becoming more of a game of offense, and we're in a day and age where before they wouldn't look at college coaches like they would now, but now I think we're moving towards that, where they're opening it up and playing more of a college type of offense in the NFL.
Kind of makes me think of how Hollywood, for these big, huge, epic movies, go and try and find some kind of no-name person that, going and getting Chris Hemsworth to play Thor.
Yeah.
That's
well,
an example.
Lincoln's not a no-name person, and everybody knows about him because of the connection with Baker Mayfield.
And Bob Stoops.
Right. But, I mean, I don't know. It's starting to look like the Browns are continuing to be the Browns, which is not good. I'd like to see Baker do well. I'd like to see some success there, but
They've at least won 2 games and tied a game.
I'd venture out to say they would have better success with Lincoln Riley than they would Josh McDaniels. I just don't think Josh McDaniels would be, I don't know,
Come on, Adrian
innovative
Peterson's.
enough. And so far Baker's best game has been the game where they just kind of threw him in against the Jets and said, "Here, just go play football." All these other games, he hasn't been as good. I don't know if that's because teams have had time to study film and they're like, well, we already know what he tends to do and what his weaknesses are or what. But it just seemed like that was his best game so far that he's played, was one where they just threw him out there and said, just go play some football and let's see what happens when you're down, 14-0 at the time.
My Vikes are winning.
Yeah. They should.
And I guess I thought their record was worse than they are. I think it just said 4-3-1.
Should we call Sam Bradford the luckiest man alive? Not in regards to his knees or his or injury wise, but because of all the damn money he's made and the lack of football he's played. It's grand.
Well, yeah, because whenever he was drafted, he broke Matthew Stafford's record for most guaranteed money.
Yeah, his signing bonus was like $40 million.
Insane.
And he hasn't stayed upright since.
Whatever his average just gave was 12.5 for 3 starts.
For 3 starts. They just released him yesterday or the day before. So they released him. He only played 3 games, and he got $13.5 million to play 3 damn games.
He has had 1 season where he's played the entire season. And
that was his rookie
year,
season.
They went 7-9. The last game of the season was against Seattle, and they had to win that game to win the division.
Yeah.
At 8-8 or something like that. But
he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's an accurate quarterback, but that's what I was saying. Like, there's some things that are obvious. If you're going into the season as Arizona and you know that you've got one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL, where to the point where even David Johnson, who's a beast, can't get any open room to run, and then you're going to sign on Sam Bradford while at the same time you're going to draft a quarterback high in Josh Rosen, and you're just wasting. You're throwing money in the toilet. I mean,
it's a terrible move.
It's not a good business
Actually,
decision.
two terrible moves.
If you're going to draft Rosen and throw him under the fire, let's just draft him and throw him under the fire. Why would you bring in Sam Bradford to know what we all know is going to happen? Was there one person out there going, "No, man, Bradford's going to make it through the season"? I'm an OU fan, and I'm not. I'm like, no way in hell, not with that O-line. Are you kidding? They're going to crush his ass.
Kiss one of his knees goodbye, or both.
Hell yeah. Oh, my God. Hey, it's like, it's just a matter of when. That's what you're thinking. You're like, okay, what week is it? What week's Bradford going?
You're like 5, 4, 3.
And we're just everyday people. That's the point I'm making. We're just everyday people. How is it that these executives for an organization are allowed to make that kind of people that make way more money than, they probably make more money than every single person sitting in this room. You know what I'm saying? Like one person makes just stupid money, and we're going, duh.
You make decisions for a big. I don't get it either.
I don't.
It's like another child that like their mother drank the entire time they were pregnant with you.
Yeah. Sometimes. I don't know, man. Nostalgia gets in the way. I'll even give the Giants as an example. The Giants have a pretty bad O-line themselves. They have an opportunity to get one of these top quarterbacks, potential franchise quarterbacks. They say, we're going to go with Saquon. Saquon's having a decent year. If he had an O-line, no telling what he would do. But you have an aging quarterback who sucks. And you're starting to wonder if maybe him getting benched last year, there was that outcry, like maybe that wasn't that bad of a thing. Now they didn't have a backup to throw out there. That's part of the problem of them benching Eli. But I think it was a statement move, kind of like, hey, this guy's past his prime. He sucks. We need to do something with this quarterback situation.
Yes, thank you, Eli, for winning us 2 world championships.
That's what it is. That's why they're still in love with him there, is because he won the 2 Super Bowls. It's who they won against. It's all that stuff. But we're past those days now. And if you're a Giants fan, you got to be frustrated right now with the lack of quarterback. Can you name their backup?
No. I haven't been able to for years.
Yeah, I know he got arrested for like a DUI a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, their quarterback situation is awful.
Did Eli really win those 2 Super Bowls?
No.
Defense.
Well, he had a couple of really lucky passes, and then the pass rush.
No,
The helmet catch off the side. David Tyree.
Where I loved it. One of my favorite things in football ever. The pass rush with they would only send 4, but they called it their NASCAR package. Mm-hmm. And it's like, get him. Fuck Tom Brady up right now.
Yeah. I mean, but that was the only way, and that was the only way you could beat them. I mean, that was, and Eli played well enough to not lose.
Yeah, he wasn't turning the ball over.
Yes, they did.
The first time they were.
That was the 16-0 with Randy Moss.
Hey, on top of this,
that was and that was the only way to beat them too, because Moss would get downfield and there was nothing you could do, but they were getting to him in time before.
He fucking caught like 20 touchdowns that year.
Yeah, they broke the record.
Insane.
I think Tom Brady is like 50 something. He did. He broke it with the Broncos, I think.
Yeah, that offense was not fair. Tom Brady with a Randy Moss.
Wes Welker's on that team.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then of course Tom Brady's wife.
Yep, Corey Dillon back there in the backfield. I mean that team was not, that wasn't fair.
No.
It was not fair. But the Giants had a pass rush, and that's, man.
But the Giants that year were 8-8 going into the playoffs. All 8 of their wins were on the road. All 8 of their losses were at home, of course.
Wow.
And of course nobody took them seriously in the wild card game.
Why would you?
Beat that game.
Yeah.
Then no one took them seriously in the divisional.
That's true. If you're 8-8, you're on the road the whole playoffs.
Yeah, so they won the first road playoff. Second
That's true.
one, conference championship game. Like, there's no way this is still a fluke. And beat them, went to the Super Bowl.
The only other team I remember doing
Patriots.
that. The only other team I remember doing that was the Ravens back in 2000 with Ray Lewis, the young Ray Lewis, post all the murdering. Yeah, they went on the road. They were a wild card team and went on the road
Cardinals
throughout
did.
the playoffs and won the Super Bowl.
Beat the Rams.
No, they beat the
Giants.
Giants.
Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins, nice. Kerry Collins Giants. Tiki Barber.
You rented a fucking big screen back then.
Yeah,
to
we had a
watch
big
it.
Super Bowl party at the apartment. I remember that.
It was fun.
It was.
But
And
no-
Trent Dilfer.
No, the
Dilfer, the winning quarterback.
fuck Trent Dilfer. I was rooting against them just because of that.
Oh man, that was a good defense,
You
man.
were rooting for the Ravens.
I was rooting for the
It
Ravens.
wasn't great.
They were
Wasn't that Suggs and
that
everything?
defense
And-
was fun to watch.
Ooh, who was that defensive tackle? Starts with an S. Saragusa. Saragusa.
Oh, Saragusa, yeah.
Man, that was a bad
And
dude.
they had Chris McAllister as one of the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they
Fast.
did. Yeah,
Ed Reed.
yeah. Ed Reed was phenomenal.
One of the greatest defenses of Super Bowl history for
They
sure.
had that big tailback. I think his name was Jamal Lewis. Right?
Yes, yeah, it's Jamal Lewis.
Probably should be in the Hall of Fame if he isn't already.
I don't think he put up the numbers to do it.
Three good years for it, maybe.
Yeah,
He's a big boy. He's like a
yeah. You'd
Jerome
have to put
Bettis
Terrell
type.
Davis in before you put Jamal Lewis.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, Terrell Davis isn't in yet, so
2 Super Bowl wins, largely because of his running game.
he had a
And they
he had a 7-year period where he put up just crazy numbers. But
And
the
they had a
problem
good
is
offensive line,
it's
too.
within 7 years. The rest of his career was nothing. But that 7 years was like, holy shit.
7 years for a running back's a good career.
It is, and honestly, I still feel like it's enough. I feel like they should put him
Yeah.
in. He was so great.
Don't let his career-ending injury
Yeah.
fuck with that shit. Hell to the no. Terrell Davis was the man.
Here's something I saw this morning that came out about the Le'Veon Bell situation with the Steelers. I find
He's
it
still holding out, right?
he's still holding out. But you know what's funny is they're past the trading deadline and all that. It turns out from executives, anonymous of course, but it comes in that nobody, not one damn team, not one team called the Steelers to try to do a trade. Not one.
Has he?
Isn't that crazy?
We probably talked about
Le'Veon is considered
the best running back.
the best
in the
running
world.
back in the NFL world, whatever.
world.
It's him and Todd Gurley right now, right? Those are the two.
Gurley.
Yeah. And of course, he's having a crazy season, like an MVP type season.
Oh, yeah.
So, but Le'Veon Bell, not one team. That I feel like that should be a wake up call for Le'Veon Bell, right? Like nobody wants me. I'm the best at what I do. I'm considered mainly the best at what I do.
And I'm a running back, which
And
is like maybe the
nobody
second most
wants
important-
me.
The second most important position on an offense.
And there's some teams right now that are really like they could either go all the way or they could maybe fall off. They're on that in that bubble that would need
Yeah,
a Le'Veon Bell.
Why did the Browns contact him? Like, let's have Baker Mayfield and Le'Veon Bell on the same team.
I mean, even like with the Vikings have the Dalvin Cook injury, that situation. The Vikings with the Le'Veon Bell, what would that look like? That starts putting you up with the Rams type of deal. I mean, there's several teams. The Eagles could use a Le'Veon Bell right now. There's several teams, but for no one to contact the Steelers, I just feel like that speaks volumes right now about him, his character.
What would you do if you were him?
He's got to make up his mind. He lost $7 million by not playing last week. I'll reiterate that. He lost $7 million,
Holy shit.
almost $8 million by not playing.
For one game.
I mean, football is
Has
like
he
this
played at
small
all?
effing window. Like you can't. You just don't have the leverage in football. NBA, the players really have leverage because you have time on your side. You've got all these things. But NFL football, the owners have the leverage. And I'm sorry, man, you cannot. Like, he's hurting himself bad.
As a running back, with how fleeting your career, because
Yes.
you don't get to play till you're 41 like a quarterback or a punter or something.
The Bears are up 21-0 on Buffalo.
At Buffalo.
Buffalo. Those damn Bills. That poor Bills Mafia. Ah.
But yeah, it's kind of like with models. Like if you've ever seen the movie Gia, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Angelina Jolie's
Yeah.
easiestly best performance ever. Oh yeah, and you get to see her naked pretty well, which is very nice. Back in her prime,
Yes.
when she didn't look like she was trying to starve herself and like carry the shit out of it.
Yes. No. Yeah. She was definitely in her prime. I mean, she was putting up good numbers.
Yeah.
You know.
But there's a line on the movie. This is what I was getting to. There was a line on the movie where her mentor was basically, because Gia was wanting to take a break from modeling, and she just want to kind of, I guess, find her center or
Right.
do some soul searching, that kind of thing. And her mentor says, no. In this business, like, you keep on going because there's always some new girl coming and snipping at your feet.
Always.
And so, like, for running backs,
That's the same thing. James Conner now basically has won. I mean, look at the numbers James Conner's put up while now taking over with the Steelers. And he was like a low-round draft pick kind of guy. You don't think that guy's not going to fight for that position?
look at McCaffrey.
He's
out
just
in
happy to be in the
Carolina.
NFL right now.
I just watched this piece on McCaffrey from Carolina and
Oh,
everything.
yeah. Christian McCaffrey is good.
Yeah, he's got some skills, man.
Yeah, you got to do it strike while it's hot, man. And
We
he's
got Barkley,
wasting it.
Barkley looking good. I guarantee you, if he stays healthy, he'll be a Hall of Famer.
If they can get somebody to block for him, he'll be a Hall of Famer too. I
Or
mean,
if he can go to
golly.
another team.
Right. Yeah, Barkley's really, really good. Have you seen this? I just saw it today. The mayor of San Antonio came out, and I really don't know his reasoning for it, but the mayor of San Antonio is gunning for an NFL team. And
Shit.
let's just say this, he's stealing my idea, damn it.
Really?
He's stealing, because I'm going to give you a guess on what team he's trying to get. The Chargers. He's trying to get the Chargers
Well,
to go
you
to
had-
San Antonio.
You had said, we'll take them.
Yeah,
right?
I said we will take him, but I mean, I don't think that the owner would want to come here. That's kind of a block.
I mean, we've stolen the canal and everything from San Antonio.
Why
so
not, right?
Let's steal
Yeah.
a sports team.
That's what we do. But that's what we do. The mayor of San Antonio,
Baker.
the mayor of San Antonio swears that they will get an NFL team. They'll get an NFL team within the next 10 years, and he is eyeing specifically the Chargers. And to me, my argument is, and all good for them. I mean, I just feel bad for the Chargers that they're in a city that nobody wants them, nobody cares about them. They're playing in a soccer stadium, for God's sakes. The opposing.
I thought it was a college football.
They have
stadium.
no. Well, the Rams are playing in a college football team
USC's,
stadium.
right?
They're waiting for the big stadium to be made. But the Chargers, the road team has more jerseys in the stands than their own home team. That just can't happen. That's just sad.
Just go give them a hug if you see
Serious,
a
bless their
Chargers.
hearts.
Go give a Chargers fan or a player or coach
And it's
a
sad.
hug.
It's sad because, LA has got two of the best teams in NFL right now. You got the Rams who are undefeated, and the Chargers are going strong right now. Chargers are doing really well. They don't care. The fans, the people there, don't care. They're
Like
there.
New
they're
Orleans basketball.
They're there for the Rams to the extent that they're there for the Rams, which is not. I mean, it's not great, but it's good. But they're not there for the Chargers at all. So I'm all for them going to a San Antonio or, like I said, here. But I doubt it will be here. But I'm all hashtags Chargers to OKC all day long, all day strong. But they're more likely to go to San Antonio than they would
The
here.
conversation that people have told me is I don't think Oklahoma City could support financially a pro basketball and a pro football team.
They're
not
thinking
enough money here, but
what they're thinking is, and there might be some truth to it. It's not from a fan level. It's from a corporate level. I think the fans, touchdown Browns. I think the fans would.
a Mayfield touchdown throw.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think the fans would support it. I think the state of Oklahoma would come together. They would buy jerseys. They'd buy tickets.
Season tickets.
But a lot of it does come from the corporate stuff. I don't know that there's enough corporations that would buy out the It's like the
$1 boxes.
the boxes, the $1 million boxes, and they really do rely heavily on that.
Just real quick, that woman has a hat that looks like the Make America Great Again, but it says Boomer Sooner on it.
Nice.
Watch, you're going to walk by the door in a second.
Okay, so she's got the trucker hat.
But it says Boomer Sooner on it.
Boomer
Doesn't
Sooner.
it look like the Make America Great
Yeah,
Again hat?
Halloween was Wednesday. Like, what's going? No, I'm just kidding.
It's the time change. It's fucking with her.
It really is, man. That extra hour of sleep, honestly, was really nice today. I loved it.
Well, I only got 3 hours because, like, I didn't want to miss today. So,
Yeah, 3 hours,
yeah.
man.
And I even drank this morning
Gatorade,
Powerade.
yes.
Actually, that's true story.
Yeah, there we go. We had a little Powerade.
There might have been something before the Powerade. but-
Yeah, just some stuff to take off the edge, right?
Yeah, like for my hemorrhoids
Yeah, these hemorrhoids
with my hand.
with my hand. Well, you gotta apply the lube somehow.
Well, my boss did tell me because I guess he's like, "This is the first time you've ever had one." I was like, "Yeah." He's like telling me about the butthole cream,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Well, hey, look at on the bright side. You get to touch your asshole."
Wow. Yeah. Because that's always in the back of your mind. Like, man, at what point can I do that today?
When can I do that without like, God judging me?
Right. When is this medical and when is this fun?
When is this?
What's the line? Where's the line here?
Is that like touch your asshole more than twice? You're playing with yourself.
It's another unwritten rule. We were talking about unwritten rules earlier. You don't, in a fight, you don't punch another guy in the ass. And if a guy's putting lube on his hands before the fight starts, you need to just get out of it.
Yep, get out of the bar.
Figure a way to get out of it. So, all right. So last conversation I want to have you heard of the lady Mandy Blank?
No.
She is she's a famous in the world of fitness women. She's famous among that community of
Like the biggest
the bodybuilder,
loser.
like the bodybuilders and stuff like that. Mandy Blank. It's not like I'm saying Mandy Blank and like you fill in the blank, like that's her name. Mandy Blank
Mandy Moore?
passes away at the age of 42.
Shit.
And this just reminds me of a conversation
She should have exercised more.
that we, producer and myself, were having earlier this week about. Here is considered one of the most fit people on the planet. This lady is like fit as hell. And just to say real quick, the toxicology, there's nothing in her system. She didn't OD. There's no foul play.
Blades.
There's no foul play. It's just she gone. Housekeeper comes in to clean up, and holy shit, there's my boss dead on the floor. And so we were talking about health. And like, do we really have?
It's genetics.
Do
man.
we really have any sort of say in our health as far as longevity? I think that's up to. I don't
Genetics.
know.
No, I've had this
It's
conversation
up
a lot.
Several factors. I just
Look at George Burns. He was like 100 years old and he smoked cigars all the time.
right.
It's genetics, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you're like a smoker or if you're a heavy drinker and stuff forever, like seriously, if you're a heavy drinker and stuff, you ain't gonna live to be 100.
Yeah.
Like that's for sure.
I think some of those things can affect like how you go out. Like maybe it's a little rougher. I don't know. Like, oh geez, I normally would have died at this age, but now I've got a really bad cough. Or maybe stronger than that. Like my lung has collapsed and now I can't breathe. I've got tubes in, but I'm still going to die at the same age. I don't know. You see these runners. You just see these runners that they're like, oh God, I'm all about this fitness and my heart health and shit, and then they die running.
Basketball and football athletes.
I know a
during,
guy.
Summer training and stuff.
I know
like
a
that.
guy
They're
in his
athletes
early.
and
I know a
they'll
guy in his
die.
early 40s. He was a runner, and it's just sad. I'm not going to mention names, but he he was out running. He and his wife were running. They split off or whatever because they run at different, I don't know, other people, different rates or whatever. But he passed away. I mean, and now you've got wife and their girls that are, you know what I'm saying? But here's this guy who's just totally healthy, you know, or you would think, and it's just so weird to me. So that story just kind of brought that up in my mind. Is here's one of the most famous, not famous to us because we don't pay attention to competitive, you know, like the whole bodybuilding but this is all about the fitness. That's all they do. They overly watch their nutrition. They work out for hours.
She's like a Mrs. Universe type of person.
Yeah, that's your job. That's your life, is to be healthy, and you know, passes away at the age of 42. So, I don't know.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yes, absolutely.
Whoever you are.
Yeah. Mandy Blank is her name. And again, I'm not trying to fill in the blank. That's her name.
Well,
Mandy.
you know, my uncle is one of the toughest people I've ever known and one of the best men I've ever known. He's always been like that super tough guy. Like, he fell through 2 stories and like landed on his back and broke his back. And he's like, yeah, I'm still alive. And then, you know, and of course he is like 73, so I mean, he's lived a pretty decent life, but it's just so weird that I guess they told him, like, hey, you have leukemia. Well, how long do I got, doc? 5, 4, 3. Like,
Yeah. Yep, it happens, man. It's just weird just to see, because you see the opposite ends of the spectrum. The really healthy that pass away early, or the people that just I don't give a shit and live to 100.
Yeah.
You know. Well, man, what'd you do? I
ate a lot of cereal.
Nothing. I did a whole lot of nothing.
I eat greasy food. I ate.
Yeah. I don't hold in my farts. There might be something to that. I'm just saying, if you hold in gas, that might take a year off your life.
Dude, I have not been holding in the farts, and I'm a gentleman. I usually do, but with the hemorrhoids, like, I want something to scratch my ass
With hemorrhoids,
my fingers.
With hemorrhoids, you do not push a fart. That could be something more.
Oh, shirt.
Yeah, that could be the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, my boss said that, like, they will pop at some time. I'm like, ah! And then he's like,
if you're popping roids,
then you'll start on your period and stuff. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound good either.
No. Do they have the pawns, the tampons for men? Do they call them the pawns? And do they call them the pawns in, like, on the streets? You know,
like, man, you got some pawns.
Hey, girl, this just happened. You got a pawn?
Like for chess?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so that's been our hemorrhoid special edition of the Idiots Talk Sports today on this Sunday. I hope that we've helped you in some way with any sort of medical issues. We're not doctors.
I was about to say, what are we, the doctors now?
And we don't even pretend to be any on this show. So,
although I'm an aspiring gynecologist.
So is OJ, right? Killer gynecologist for Halloween. I might. No, I won't do that next year. I'll do something else. But
you know, but in all seriousness, I would never be a gynecologist because you're gonna get to see some nice ones. But what about the other end of that spectrum? Like, no, put it away.
Yeah.
But I think I might die from whatever's wrong with it. I don't care. Get out of my office.
Right. Well, not only that, but dang it, it's like another right turn. But you know how, like, okay, let's say you work in the restaurant industry and you're like, my favorite food's Mexican food. Well, no, that's a bad analogy. I still love Mexican food. But, okay, for most people, they work at, throw out random name, they work at McDonald's. They grew up loving McDonald's. Maybe a bad analogy, but they work at McDonald's. Now they hate McDonald's because they're around it all the time.
That happens all the time.
Same concept. You're like, another one?
Like being a porn star? Like,
yeah.
Like, and you're married or something? It's like, well, the wife wants to, like, fuck right now. Like, man, I've got a headache, darling.
Do you think there's a lot of married porn stars?
There are some. I don't think there's
I wouldn't say a lot.
I wouldn't want to marry a porn star.
That seems like that would be a that would end it pretty quick.
That would have to be in the vows. Something about it.
Yeah.
Like, I promise to always think of you while I'm at work.
I promise that we will have a happy ending. No happy ending jokes. Okay,
Man, I
that's
guess
all right. Yeah.
You could be porn stars married, but like only work together.
You could. I mean, it doesn't really work that way. I don't know that you get that much say. I think you would have to be further into, you got to be tops at your craft.
Tops.
I don't think you could initially, I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know. I don't know how
possible.
I don't know how the porn game's played. So
I've never tried, so I
Well-
don't think they would like me.
we got to put a headshot out and
Well,
a.
it's like, do they take applications? Do they take? This is me as the YMCA guy.
a headshot and resume for a porn star. Oh my god.
Well, like, do you apply online or?
I've once gone 45 minutes. Like, oh, okay, his resume looks good.
And that was just by myself.
Jeez. Okay. So this has been the Idiots Talk Sports on this Sunday, November 4th, 2018. We've talked sports and all sorts of other things today, which has been fantastic.
As usual.
We thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week, and you all have a great week. Thank you very much.
Same tit time, same tit channel.
Have you ever felt like shutting the fuck up?
Well, I'm out, man.